Hi, I'm Roxy.
And I'm Diana. This is We Watch Stupid. Today is episode 13 of season 6 of Before the 90 Days Modern Romance.
How many of these do you think we have left?
Probably 13. No, I was thinking that because a lot of their conversations, all the couples are like, we've only got a week left, or we only have 2 days left. And
hmm
so, and we haven't seen Tyra, which is a bummer.
Oh yeah, I have such bad object permanence with some of these cast members. If they don't appear on an episode, I just forget that they're not there. Oh my god. So who do you want to start
There's a
with?
lot to
I know.
unpack here. I'm trying to think. Let's just start with Cleo and Christian. There's a
Okay.
lot with them, but that potato doesn't have that much. I don't have that much to say about him other
Yeah,
than
not on this
he
episode at
sucks.
least. Yeah. I thought this was a dumb date. They're going to a costume store to just like try on costumes. They're not even like they're
It's on
going
for
with
a
a photographer or
party.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah. And like the poor shop person, like he's just like, they were just like, yeah, try this on and try that on, and then I'll clean up after you, and you're not gonna buy anything.
Because
Like,
there were feathers all over the floor after Cleo tried on the boa.
I have a new level of hatred for Christian and his, like, accents and voices that he puts on. His gangster voice really just, like, hurt my ears. Then he said the word floozy, and Leo asked him what a floozy was, and I'm pretty sure he said, like, a skank.
Yeah,
It's
he
not
said skank.
exactly true.
No.
Um, but you know what? That's what you get when you have a small neck.
Yeah, it's not strong enough to hold up big brains. So,
Yeah.
you have to have tiny brains on top of that.
Mhm.
I love that this man is also like s- several inches shorter than Christian. It's
Mhm.
like probably on their tippy toes to like take the neck measurement. It's like, oh, you have like a chicken neck. Where is your neck?
But Christian's was 14 inches and it's normally 15 inches, and, like, an
Yeah.
inch diameter is a lot.
Also considering that that person was so much shorter than him and their neck is bigger. And then and then Cleo sticks her head out and she's like, yeah, his or no, my
My
Adam's apple is twice the size of his. And then I looked at then I'm focused on his Adam's apple in other scenes. And I'm like, oh, he doesn't really have an Adam's apple. Like, I
this
don't
is
really see it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's 'cause he's it's 'cause he sucks, and potatoes don't have Adam's apples. But I also need to ask you, did that night costume do it for you the way that it did for Cleo?
You mean with the fake metal, like, shoulder pads, like, on his chest for some reason? And then, like, a chainmail kind of hoodie
Yeah.
thing with, like, a fake crown?
Yeah,
Um,
trying to make give him some sort of shape,
I don't
masculine shape.
I'm still bewildered how she's like, "Oh, I pulled Christian."
I
Like,
know.
yeah, he's
No,
not
he
hot
pulled
with or
you.
without with or without a chainmail
Mhm.
hood. I think you might be right that she just doesn't have, like, much or any dating history because, like, maybe this is the first time someone, like, went after her, and so she's like, "Oh, cool."
Totally. Ooh, yeah. I have one of those in my life, or I'm pretty sure I have one of those in my life, and it's sad.
You
But
mean, like, your
by that
husband
no, no, no,
or
no, I mean, like, I th hey, I got chased way before he came into the picture.
Okay.
Don't you remember me telling you that I'm a Clydesdale?
Wait, what? What does that mean?
I'm breedy material.
Oh, that's what who told you what? I'm so confused. Oh my god. I don't like where this is leading, but please explain.
No, okay. No, it's just a joke. I don't even know, like, who originally came up with it, but it's just like, I'm tall and
Okay.
athletic and
Yeah, like a
but
Clydesdale.
yeah, like a Clydesdale. Um,
Okay.
but no, with the, like, first attention thing, I don't wanna say names, but they're not together anymore, and you know them.
Okay.
And we have the same maternal person.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Like, it's just like when someone if you haven't gotten attention or you haven't realized you've gotten attention,
Mhm.
then I think
Yeah.
that sometimes even if you're smart and, like, have and are so awesome, like,
Yeah.
you hold on to this and then you're just like, "Oh, this is what it's supposed to be like," and no, it's not what it's supposed to be like
Yeah, just because
oftentimes.
someone gives you attention doesn't mean that they're
Mhm.
gonna be right for you or that they're gonna be good at being in a
Yeah,
relationship.
yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I feel like I shut down when people chase me, so I've never really had that
Ooh.
happen. I hate flirting. I hate flirting so much.
You don't flirt with your partner now?
If flirting is being like, "Hey, cool butt," and then hitting it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we were coming back from Canada today, and we were, like, disembarking this ferry or waiting to disembark this ferry, and I was, like, making, like, martial arts noises, like, "Hi-ya!" and then slapping him on the butt, like, because I was
Nice.
excited to get
I
off
mean,
this
that's what
ferry.
partners are for.
Yeah, and I kept doing it, and then he turns around and he's like, "There's an old man, like, behind the glass behind you that is, like, losing his shit," and I turn around, and this old man had been watching me karate chop my partner's butt, like, cracking up. So, yeah, I flirt hard. I
Yeah,
flirt
really hard. Yeah.
really, really hard.
Probably why we're friends. That's how I flirt too.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Hey, you wanna come home with me?"
To the place where you also pay rent.
Yes.
Exactly. Oh god.
So we
Poor
gave her a
Cleo.
necklace, and he made a point to say it was sterling silver.
What was it? I couldn't tell what it was.
It was like a 3D triangle shape. I thought it was pretty, but I didn't like that he insisted on saying that it was still sterling silver, which is not there's nothing wrong with it, but it's also like, okay, guys have to, like, get credit for every
Qualified
single thing that they do. Yeah,
to ever,
qualified.
yeah. Um, it kinda looked like a teeny tiny butt plug to me, which is why I was asking if maybe you
Ooh.
had a better idea of what it was. But it could also be like, seems like they're both, like, gamer type nerds, so maybe it was something to do with that. But she seems to like it, and then he says, like, "This is a token of my love for you," and she's like,
Mhm.
"Did you say
Yeah.
your love for me?" And I'm like, "Barf, barf, 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 barf."
Mhm.
Like, this
I
is
know. I go, "No," when I was
yeah,
watching it, 'cause, oh,
I feel
she's
like this
just gonna
is
fall deeper into his trap.
I know, this is, like, trapping her more, and I hated the smirk on I mean, I hate his face anyways, but I hate this smirk on his face, and I she was like, "I he sees me in ways that other people don't." But if she hasn't had a relationship before, then how does she know that he's different? And, like, I think a lot of times when you're, like, getting into kind of, like, romantic territory, you kinda have to use, like, your friendships and other relationships as kind of like a barometer, and it's like, well, what do your friends see as
Mhm.
like, why are your friends with you, or why are you friends with your friends? Like, because they likely hold same interests and, like, values as you. Like, what does Christian have going on that's, like, anything like Jane, for instance, because Jane seems to hate his guts, you know. I'm just like, I just really don't understand how her mind works. And I don't think it's just because she's autistic. I think it's
It's
something to do.
insecurity.
Yeah. She's very anxious about, I think, being chosen.
Yeah. It reminds me of, like, how I felt in, like, middle school, high school. Like,
Oh my
just,
gosh.
you're that, like, oftentimes you're that, or at least I was, like, that awkward person that just, like, stuck out and not always in a good way, and
Mhm.
yeah, you just wanna fit in and you want some hot, sloppy seconds from the neighboring water polo team.
I mean, that was your
One might want.
yeah, you seem to have high aspirations in high school then. High aspirations. And also, I'm so sorry about you having an awkward high school experience. I have to say I have no idea what that's like, and
Yeah, I
definitely
understand.
didn't spend any time eating my lunch in the art room at all.
Nope.
So,
Mm-mm.
I'm sorry
Thank
about
you
your
for
solitary experience.
thank you for your compassion and empathy.
You're so welcome. So, they are going grocery shopping for Thanksgiving food, taking a cab to the grocery store, and he is like they pass cranberries in the fridge shelf thing,
Yeah,
and he's like,
yeah.
"No, no, no, we don't need these fresh cranberries because I am going to find gelled cranberry sauce for sure in this tiny urban European market."
Mhm,
And then he also asks about creamed corn. Like they're
mhm.
gonna have it in cans in this. And like, you lived in San Francisco, I live in Seattle. Like sometimes you have these like smaller urban markets that it's like very bare bones. And it kind of looks like that's what this is, just kind of like basic vegetables, like
Mhm.
a row of starch, a row of cleaning products. Like you're not
And, like,
getting the
ketchup.
Yeah, you're not getting like the wide variety of import foods that you might at like a specialty store or like a larger grocery store. So again, his teeny tiny neck can't hold up any brains. So I don't think he's gonna find any of that shit in this tiny grocery store.
Also, he's a child. He wants canned Thanksgiving food. Like, make the cranberry sauce. You literally need 2 ingredients.
Seems like he's never cooked it himself.
That's what
And
he
I'm like,
said.
you've never done a Friendsgiving? Like, I think that counts because you're making all the stuff. Like, what's
Or
wrong with
even
him?
if or even if you're contributing, like, but I bet you it's not him contributing cranberry sauce, he's bringing a can of cranberry
Oh,
sauce.
yeah, right. Oh, yeah, he's probably the person that signs up for right, gets on this he doesn't have to do shit.
And then yeah, and
And
I don't know, like, guess you're a good cook. I try to be like you. Like, I'm gonna do it from scratch, especially if there's cranberries right there
it's
and the
really not
internet.
right. Yeah. Although I'm guessing he and Statler probably have like similar diets of like frozen
Mm.
hungry man meals,
Oh
you
my god,
know?
and Gino. Wow.
Yeah.
But, like, the fact that he didn't c hasn't cooked Thanksgiving before, he was married. Like,
Oh,
what?
yeah, but not that long, right?
S Okay. But I guess it's the diet thing where, like, if you're craving creamed corn at the age of 30 and, like,
What
what
I think he's
maybe I need to go get some because I haven't had any since I was, like, 8, maybe?
I don't think I've ever had
No,
creamed
no,
corn.
no, no, hold on. I have had some kind of recently, but it was at a bougie steakhouse because why
No.
not?
Okay. Nice.
I bet you it's more common in the South because that's where I had it.
Maybe. Oh, right. Yeah, you were just in the
Yeah.
South. I also like how he's like, I've never cooked Thanksgiving before. This is gonna be my first time, with the partner or whatever. I guess it's kind of a big thing. And Cleo goes, yeah, that's a big thing. I'm like, you don't know you just
I
learned about
know.
Thanksgiving.
She had asked if you exchanged gifts. How
Oh my God.
innocent.
Yeah, she's just
Um,
really cute.
I need to say that he was making kind of a big deal, I think, in the ITMs about how he won't be with his family this Thanksgiving, and boo
Mhm.
fucking who, I don't care. Like,
I think
ugh.
what I think what all of this is trying to tell us is that he's a mama's boy. When you kinda, like, break it down, like, he's never had a Thanksgiving away from home, he's never, like, moved away, he lives in a creepy basement that's supposedly in a house on his own, but is probably in his parents' basement,
'Cause
and he
how else
really
is he gonna get all those canned goods?
yeah, and he, like, cared enough about what his family said to not want to show affection to Cleo when he landed in the airport.
Mhm.
So I think that's what this is trying to show and not tell us potentially.
Yeah. So then after this little grocery experience, she goes to lecture and he goes to a bar. And then he was drunk when she got home from class. And
Yeah,
I
it was
hated
sad
his greeting and it was made me want to barf. Then he met an American girl.
and invited her to Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I want to point out that she kind of looked like Statler, which
Yes.
like threw me off for a second. And he said, "I've been 2 or 3 days sober. I don't I'm not a big drinker." He's
For
just
the last 2 or 3
lying.
for the last 2 or 3 days, he
Yeah,
hasn't
I'm
been a
not
big
yeah,
drinker.
exactly,
If
exactly.
that is if
Qualifying
that is
statement.
even if that is even true,
Yeah,
like,
right.
does he consider, like, just having, like, a few light beers not drinking? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Mm,
Oh, and he also says tells this woman, "I'm on vacation." He doesn't say, "I'm meeting
I
my long
know.
distance girlfriend for the
Yeah.
first time." He says, "I'm on vacation." So, piece of fucking garbage.
Yeah, and, like, "Oh, like, what are the odds that there was another American here in London?" Pretty good. This was his first time out of the country too. So,
Yeah.
but it just like, idiot.
It's like, "Whoa, she must have come over here to meet me."
Yeah. I'm I it doesn't look like she's gonna come to Thanksgiving. I wish she was because I wanna know more about a person who would take this guy up on his offer.
I bet you what they didn't I bet you well, he had the camera right there with him. So, I bet he was, like, all drunk being like, "Yeah, if you come, you could totally, like, be on TV with me more," and hopefully she's like, "I don't wanna be near you any more than I have to, and, like,
Yeah.
pay for my drink and please let me leave." Yeah.
And he's probably like, "Oh, the food's gonna be so good. It's gonna be gelatin cranberry sauce."
And cream corn, I don't know where I'm gonna get
Yeah.
it, but definitely canned cream corn.
Mm. I might even
Oh,
heat it
boy.
up.
Bleh. So dumb. Ugh, hate him. Cleo, just run. Just run. For the love of God,
Yeah.
run.
But yeah, just to kind of round this off, Christian knows that socializing is hard for her and draining, and
Mhm.
he doesn't give a shit.
I think it's kind of like teaching he is creepy uncle, even though he is in his early 30s. Just the way that he's, like, drinking, the way he's, like,
Totally.
hitting hitting on any person with boobs that walks by. Like, he is eh, this is not the type of person that should be with a neurotypical trans person because he, like, can't accept new information that isn't immediately related to himself. He
Maybe
told
he
us
shouldn't
he
be with anyone
I think you might be onto
until
something.
he matures and his neck thickens up.
Well, he told us that he was born on the same day as Donald Trump, and he told us he's not like Donald Trump, but he's starting to seem more and more like Donald Trump,
Mhm,
so,
mhm.
yeah.
Anything else with them?
No.
Okay, do we wanna do should we do Nicola and Meisha? It's the
Yeah,
next
sure.
one. Okay. I have new level of disrespect, I guess, for Nicola.
Same. So I was on a like family vacation with my partner and his parents this past weekend, and his mom is a fan of the show, and we like watched it
Who
together
isn't?
on we
She's a
watched
smart
it.
lady.
his his dad though was like so we like came back on Sunday night from dinner, and we had like little desserts from a town kind of up the island, and we were like, waiting to make tea to eat with our desserts and like kind of savoring it. And he was like speed eating this cheesecake so that he could get out of the room so that when we turned on 90 Day, he wouldn't be there.
What? Is he allergic to it?
My partner's mom said that he will watch NASCAR in the other room while she's watching 90 Day, and that's when he catches up on his NASCARs when she's watching 90 Day.
Did your partner stay and watch with you?
Oh yeah, of course. He always does. And like he'll be on his phone, while I'm watching, but then every once in a while he'll like poke his head up and be like, Gino's such a dumbass, like So I spent the weekend with my partner's family. Partner's mom is a practicing Catholic, and I was texting you about this, but she was like, I don't understand why Nicola didn't go into the priesthood, because it is a higher sacrament than marriage. It means more, which means it just like means more in the faith. You have to have all of your sacraments, and your last sacrament is your last rites. So when you die, a priest has to like read you your last rites. And being in the priesthood is a higher sacrament than marriage, and you can't have both, because if you're a priest, you have to be chaste, and if you're marriage, you're gonna fuck. So
Hopefully.
she's like, I don't understand why he's not just priest. And
It she has a solid point.
right. And like the way we'll get to it, but like the way that he just seems to want to cut this relationship off, and the way that he like hates Meisha so much makes me wonder if he's like, is he just trying to like, I don't know, exhaust every option before he goes into the priesthood or something? Like he's almost 50. Like why doesn't he
Yeah.
just do it? Like I just don't get a lot of things about him, but especially that.
I wonder if it has something to do with his family being are they are they Muslim?
I don't think he said anything about them having a particular faith.
But it's like it's his grandma was Catholic and then he became Catholic. Like his family's not religious.
Right.
Or at least
Yeah.
his family is not Catholic.
Yeah.
So I wonder if well, no, it doesn't make sense because I was gonna say then like he wouldn't get to be close with his family, but as we hear in the episode, if they continue, they would move to the US.
Yeah. At least there would be more Catholics there.
Yeah, but to be away from his family. So I should someone DM him and suggest that he should be a priest?
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay, so where we left them was this like awkward situation with Nicola's family, and he wouldn't explain how he knows Meisha, but then he finally does. And it's this awkward, like, oh, she posted something on the internet. I responded. We were after 3 years, we started speaking on the phone, and then it was just like this awkward thing. But then he finally says that he loves her, and at the end of this trip, he hopes to that they'll get engaged. There's a fucking lot of information for his family to absorb.
I know. I noticed that his older brother's face didn't change at
Is he
all.
was the older brother the one that was on the if we're facing them, he was on the left side of the mom?
Yeah, he's like he was like closer to Nicola. So the older brother, like his face didn't change at all, whereas like the younger brother was a lot more expressive, and then Nadia, the mom, is just in the middle, confused. But
Mhm.
I I just thought that was really interesting. I'm not trying to make any point or anything,
Yeah.
but I'm just like, what is going on with this guy? He just seems to be like really absorbing it, and I think maybe it just seems so odd for what he knows about Nicola.
Mhm.
It just seems like a
Yeah.
huge departure.
Yeah. It was the younger brother knew that they were talking, but didn't know that they were in love. But
Yeah.
the older brother didn't know about her at all. And it sounds like the mom also didn't know about Misha at all either, but was fine.
I know. She's like, "Great, get out of my house."
All of them.
She
All of them were fine.
mom, when she learns that they're planning to get married and move to the US, she literally says, "I'll go to America," and then shakes her tits. She is,
Yeah.
like, stoked.
Yeah. And then when they find out that when he's like, "She's been married before and has 2 kids," and the mom, like, looks shocked, but then she goes, "So what?
"Get out of my house."
Get out of my house."
I think that the younger brother says it best. He's very articulate, in his, like, second or maybe third language, that they're surprised that Nicola would choose someone who is a divorcee and is not a virgin, because they believe that it would shatter Nicola's kind of image of what a religious person looks like, aka his self-image. And I think that's very, very astute.
Mhm.
And I just it is so odd to me why he would, and like again, Misha breaks it down for him very clearly later in the episode, but like, why are you telling me this whole time that this is going to be a deal breaker for your family?
Yeah.
Like, if it is going to be a deal breaker for your family and you care so much about what your family thinks, like, why am I even here? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, why am I even in Israel trying to meet your family if it's going to be such a problem? But again, I think
Mhm.
he just wanted to like get her off of the plane, marry her, and then kind of like ask for forgiveness, quote unquote, later.
But why even
Uh,
create all that drama?
I don't know.
Because he's projecting.
Yeah.
He's a dumbass, like, ugh,
Yeah.
he created all this drama, he's projecting his problems with her
Yeah.
onto his
It's
family, and they shot him
yeah.
down, like, they were so welcoming and lovely to her.
I
The
just
mom
don't
said,
understand.
"So what? I love it," and then
I
she'll come to
know.
America.
Don't forget she shook her tits. That is like
Yes,
the ultimate expression of joy.
yes.
Um, I
I
know, and they're
agree.
just like they're just like both the brothers are like, "Good luck. We hope you have a great time. Get engaged.
Yeah.
Go. Please move out of our mom's house so we don't have to like be around you when we
Mhm.
come over to eat this dank
Yeah,
ass food."
food did look good. Yo,
Yeah.
were you texting me that, like, why are the brothers hydrated and
Oh.
Nicola isn't?
No. My partner's mom was like, "Why does Nicola look like a deflated version of his brothers? Like, why does he
We
look
gotta
so
get her on this podcast.
sunken and hollow?" And he does, like, he as we've talked about several times, he looks like he hasn't drank water in his entire life, and then they both have, like, normal
Mhm.
complexions.
Yeah.
It's very odd.
Yeah.
He looks like they keep zooming in on his face also, as like his brothers and his mom are saying all these positive things, and he just looks numb. Like, what?
Yeah, he had no emotion. It was so ooh.
So bizarre. Like, what was his plan then? I guess obviously this wasn't part of his plan, was this meeting. But I'm just like, why is this so disruptive to you? like them knowing, especially if it's a positive thing, especially if it's like a better outcome than you had been expecting.
Mhm.
Like, it's just so bizarre. So, so bizarre.
Yeah. I So then they go to Accra, a city where, like, they kinda, like, randomly walked past his grandmother's house where he, like
And he hits the window. Who knows who's,
Yeah.
like, maybe taking a nap back there.
Yeah. And then he had this little saying where he said, "This is the best hummus. I'm not joking, Meisha." And I was like, "You do not joke about hummus,
No,
Meisha.
especially not in
First thing you know is
no,
hummus is
not in I
super serious."
not in Israel, no. Have you seen Don't Mess with the Zohan, that Adam Sandler movie?
No.
Okay, highly recommend. It's about him being, like, a Mossad agent, which, like, isn't that cool, but, it's kinda like propaganda, but the funny part is that it's set in Israel, and they're dipping everything in hummus, like
Obviously.
Snickers bars,
Ooh, I'm
like,
gonna have to try
just
that.
yeah, everything. Anyways, they're walking around, um, and watching people jump off cliffs, and I gotta
Mhm.
say, Misha's butt looked incredible in those white capris.
I mean, she's hot.
Yeah, it's just like I feel like they just really highlighted her butt and gave it a lot of, like, airtime,
Oh,
this episode, so
thank you,
it
producers.
yeah. And the food at this place looks so good.
So good.
I wanna
They
eat
had
it.
their own plates of hummus, and Misha was, like, dipping it the way that I think you or I would.
Yeah.
Nicola took a full spoonful.
Just put it in his
He
mouth?
just ate it, like, no bustle, no, like,
Oh my god. He
uh
is that Christ-like behavior? We don't know. Seems pretty hellish to me.
So, they're having this conversation or sorry, so Misha brings up to Nicola how, like, "Hey, like, why did I have to fight so hard for meeting your family? And it wasn't a problem for them, and maybe it's actually a problem for you." He didn't fully I don't think he fully grasped it. There was one point where he was looking at her so intensely, and I wrote down "hydrate." And and then I wrote down, "If I didn't know he was a virgin, I would think he was a predator that's gonna kill her." Like, he
He really yeah, he's really something. I There's something going on with him. I can't put my finger on it. He doesn't seem to I don't know if he grasped it, but he, like, doesn't seem to understand he doesn't understand emotion, so he, like, definitely doesn't understand projection and the fact that
Mm,
he's projecting his anxieties onto his family and not taking accountability for them.
yeah,
Even though, again, Misha spells it out really
perfectly.
well, I I just don't I would just not have patience for doing this for my entire life, like having to just explain how to be a human, but I guess that's she's also talking to him about his behavior, and she's, like, listing these things like his body language and the way he didn't want this to happen, but she's not explaining his, like, temper tantrum basically about not wanting to translate to his mom, and if you notice, he didn't translate a single thing for his
Well, yeah,
mom.
the
His
brothers
brothers
did.
were the yeah, the brothers were the ones that were speaking to the mom, and she doesn't bring that up, and I feel like that's kind of an oversight, but maybe they cut it out. We don't
Mm.
know. I also started with this scene of them in the restaurant kind of wondering more about Misha's motivations to be on TV because she really felt like a newscaster in this scene. She
Oh,
was
really?
like, I don't know, something about the way she was like, "So, Misha, if it wasn't actually a problem for your family that
Oh,
I'm divorced and and have two children, then do you think it could be an issue for Nicola?" You know,
yeah, like
just something
like
about
an
the
interview
delivery.
prompt question, yeah.
Exactly.
She
He
gave up
says
that career for God.
she did?
Yeah, she's not a newscaster anymore, she, works for the church.
Yeah, I guess she went full time into being godlike after she was vacuuming and had a stroke and saw two suns. We have to remember that. We always need to remember that she was vacuuming when she saw God.
Yeah.
So he says no, it's not actually an issue for him. Do you believe him?
Mm-mm. I don't think I don't believe him, but I also don't necessarily think he's lying. I think he's too emotionally immature to realize that it is a problem for him.
Yeah, I think that's probably it. Yeah, he just doesn't understand projection. He doesn't understand anything. Like, what does this man do all day? He just like reads scripture, makes stuff up on his website, and like goes fishing. Like he's not
Spoonful of
doing.
hummus and no water.
Yeah, not a ton of like complex thought
Yeah.
going on there. Although, despite all these times where she's had to kind of express how sad and disappointed she is, maybe she's only done that twice, like in the hotel room and now.
No, I feel like she's done it almost every episode.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. They had like the talk on like the hotel balcony or whatever. Yeah, so she keeps having to do this, and like only now is he like concerned about losing her. Like, what is up with this dude?
Slow in the pickup. He
Yeah.
cannot say that he's a quick learner in interviews. What is his job? What no one knows. It should be priest. Okay.
Yeah. David and Sheila.
David and Sheila. No Amy, no Sheila. He
Just
goes
David.
he goes shopping. And he goes shopping for a ring.
Why was this translate? Why wasn't Amy available? That seems like a producer setup to me.
I'm
She's
okay
been
with
there
that.
this whole time. Yeah, fair enough. I also took issue with the fact that the whole time throughout the David and Sheila segments, they're playing this like Chinese violin music, which
Okay.
like this is not China. This isn't Asian. This is another Asian country, but it's not China. And there is so much perfectly good Filipino pop music they could be playing behind
Oh,
this.
yeah. Give me some pop music.
Yeah. Anyways, I thought that was a little odd,
Yeah.
but yeah. So Amy is suspiciously absent from this episode.
Mhm. But I also get why because at first he was like, I'm gonna go shopping, and it made it seem like he was going to the market. And I'm like, why would you go to the market? But then you find out he's going to a ring shop, and yeah, okay, he's got to do that by himself. So there was a lot of him saying that he loves her, and whatever, we get it. Shut up, move on.
Yeah. I also thought it was sweet that he said he's more in love with her after seeing her like interact with her family. And I'm like, all right, this is just more proof that y'all are a real couple and you like each other for like real reasons. And I need more drama and stupidity, like ASAP.
Well, there was a little bit of stupidity because he was using his phone to translate, or but no, he wasn't even using his phone to translate. He was just typing English. Why didn't he translate it into Tagalog?
Oh, yeah, good point. If he had done
Because in
Tagalog, it
his
might have been easier.
yeah, in his ITN, he was like, I was getting really frustrated. It's like, well, they were getting frustrated with you too, man.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you got a good point there. I didn't think about that.
It's literally on your phone.
Yeah.
They don't let you not have it.
Good
I mean,
point.
maybe they do, but yeah. So then they go on a romantic getaway.
Yeah.
Amy is not coming
Mhm.
because Sheila's very jealous.
They
Uh,
need to make love a lot, that's why.
yes, but
Um,
they haven't actually had sex.
no, his dick's too big.
His
It's an
dick's too
American
big.
dick.
Big American dick. Yes.
So I know you're watching some of The Other Way, but there's another Filipino woman who is like scared of her American fiance's dick. And he gets there and she like won't have sex with him, and it's like religious stuff, but also I think she's just scared of his penis.
Have you ever been scared of a penis?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. But
But
yeah, I
you
have a different
womaned up.
standard.
And
I sure did.
yeah.
I sure did. I mean,
You
wouldn't
get
recommend
used
if
to it.
like if you're scared. Just for anyone out there who's maybe going to at some point encounter a dick that they're scared of, you don't have to do that. Like if you're scared of
Yeah,
the
you
dick,
don't. But, like, if you want to,
if you want to,
that
yeah,
organ is meant to stretch.
sure. Oh boy. This was the first time I liked David's outfit. I think this was the first time that he wasn't
What the
swimming
hell?
in a knit cotton polo. He was wearing
What the fuck? I
he's
did not notice that at all.
he's wearing like okay, when he's going shopping for
The
like
ring.
basically any other time we see him, he's wearing these gigantic knit polos and
Uh-huh.
they're soaking in sweat.
Hot.
Like because they're cotton and they're just soaking in sweat. And then when they're going to the resort, he put on like a crisp button down with like a nice little pattern on it, which is like,
Oh, that did it for you.
well, it just looks like it's a lot more comfortable. It's not like sticking to his body and soaking up every single bit of
I don't
sweat.
understand. Do you think he's hot or you don't think he's hot?
I like the photo of him when he was like 20 because he had a real nice jawline. I
Do
don't
you
know
want
about
the clothes sticking to him or do you not want the clothes sticking?
I'm just thinking about his personal comfort, okay?
Wow, you're
Um
such an empath. You're just so kind. First, it was feeling how I felt as a high schooler. Now it's David. Like, it's incredible.
I contain multitudes. I got
Yes.
yeah, yeah. Thank you for recognizing that in me.
What do you think of the term honey babe?
I feel like I got kind of yeah, I got kind of sick of it when it was like it's like the only sign that she knows,
I
really.
like that she spelled things.
So that's
That's
not
on
good.
sign, yeah. Yeah.
I'm starting ASL 102. I just finished ASL
Ooh,
101 and
congratulations.
there's like so many signs to make it faster. You know, when we see David signing, you know, he's using signs for full words or like concepts. And
Totally.
if like she's sitting there hand spelling everything, including we, she spelled we, you
Yeah.
could just like point to each other. I'm like, that is that is like the ASL equivalent of like watching someone type with one finger.
I like that,
Yeah.
pair or that metaphor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, the previews or the, like, up next, they made it seem like when he asked her, like, "Why didn't you learn it before?"
Mhm.
That she was gonna say something like, "I didn't have the time or resources," or but she was just like, "Well, we were texting."
I know. I think and you can kind of see on his face like, "Oh, I fucked up. Like I kind of enabled this." Cuz, you know, they could have
Yeah.
been video calling this whole time. They were video calling anyways.
Mm.
It seems like for a lot of it, or they could have been, you know, he could have been like, "No, I'd prefer to video call so we can sign and I can feel more of a connection." But I I have faith that like she'll be able to figure it out. I mean,
Yeah.
she's learned the alphabet at least and he seems patient enough to want to get there with her. So
Yeah. And she knew how to say, "Do you wanna take a shower?"
she is a master deflector. Do you
Yeah.
remember when they were talking about like I forget what they were talking about at that bar, but she was because she was jealous. She was like, "Are you jealous of the girls? Okay, I don't like where this conversation is going. Let's talk about your money." Now she's like, "Oh, I'm not good at ASL. Sure. Do you want to have sex?" Perfect.
Did you notice that there were 2 beds in the room?
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
It was definitely for Amy.
You think? Oh my god.
Right? Don't you think? Like,
God, I hope not. That would be such a bummer. They're having like basically a honeymoon
mhm.
and she's just got to like sit there with like a pillow over her
Yeah.
ears.
I'm really glad she didn't end up coming. But I'm so excited for the next time we get to see them and just how sweaty he gets because I think you are gonna be turned on.
his His shirt does look, like, so wet it's see-through, like, and his, like, all his hair is, like, stuck to his head.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, that really gets me.
Mhm.
Yeah, just like a sweaty cotton shirt.
But anything else with them?
Nah.
Shall we move on to Violet and Riley?
You read my mind.
2 days
Riley,
left.
2 days left. I just want I because 'cause I'm on Reddit, people don't like Violet. People think that Violet is a scammer, and I just wanna remind any people that don't like Violet and think she's a scammer, that Riley is a sex tourist, and that's what you get.
And sex tourism is not what I thought it was. Apparently not as cool as what I thought it was.
Pip just thought that sex tourism was the love part of Eat, Pray, Loving around the world.
No, I just thought it was hooking up with people. I'll try
It's a
on an
little
Irishman, try on a Filipino, like, just see what happens.
Honestly, I wish that term could be used for more of that. Just like international hookups, but
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
not. Womp womp.
So, he's an asshole. He kinda, like, starts off in his items, he's like, "Violet can't take accountability for her mistakes." I
Okay.
don't care, man. Let's talk about it's not jackfruit. What's it called?
Durian.
Durian. Okay. But do some people call it jackfruit? Or some
It looks very similar to jackfruit. It has, like, the spiky outside and
Yeah.
the flesh is kinda similar, but it's way bigger than jackfruit.
Okay, and then is jackfruit the one that where does jackfruit grow?
They grow in some of the same places. They're, like, both tropical fruits.
Okay, but it doesn't one, like, smell bad?
That's durian.
That's
Yeah,
durian. Okay.
yeah. Have you tried it?
I
Because 'Cause
haven't.
you've been to Vietnam, right?
I
And
know.
Cambodia.
Well, no one offered it to me. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe I was just a sex tourist. And
So her, like, giving him durian is kind of a troll because if you haven't smelled durian, to me, it smells like raw like, raw onions, like that very sharp,
okay.
like, onion smell plus, like, dirty feet
Cool. Oh,
with,
I think I'd like
like,
it.
a little a little bit of, like, tropical undertone, but, like, what
Ooh.
I get when I smell durian is just that really intense top note of, like, onion like, gross onion, and then people like it because they say it's really sweet and they say it's like an aphrodisiac, like they say with most gross things like oysters, for example, but, like, taste and smell are so closely linked, like, I just can't I've tried it so many times, like, I just can't do it.
So the taste yes, taste and smell are closely linked, but does the smell as you taste it, does the smell of the onion not is it not there?
No, for me, it's, like, right up in there, and, like, there is, like, a sweet it's, like, kind of a creamy fruit when it's ripe, so it's kinda creamy, and it's, like, it's, like, kinda, like, pineapple-y, peachy, maybe, but I can't eat it because I just smell onion feet.
Okay.
I just taste and smell onion feet, and so, like, for her to give it to him, that is, like, kind of a troll, and we see he,
Yeah,
like, thinks it's gross.
great. Honestly, I wish someone had handed it to me. Like, "You gotta try it. Just try it."
Yeah, he's being a brat. She, like she also, they're, like, sitting down to have lunch or whatever, and she tells him, like, "Oh, my mom and I, we come to this market every day to get food
Yeah.
for our family," and he's like, "It smells bad," and he's, like, covering his mouth
Yeah.
and his nose. He's just, like, just so inconsiderate and so in his own world. I just hated it. Just such a freaking baby.
Yeah, I thought it was so beyond rude that he was covering his mouth and nose and just
Mhm.
saying like, "There's too many smells." It's just and then he doesn't feel good, and then it was like, "Are you gonna puke? Like, are you hungover? What's
Yeah.
happening here, dude?" And then he barks at her
Yeah.
about water, and it's like, "No, man. Like, I don't care if you're not feeling well. You guys don't know each other that well. You can't be mean when you're not
No.
feeling well."
And then he says it again. She's like, "What's wrong with you? Like, how can I help you?" Basically. And he's like, "I need water." Like, okay, how about I'm thirsty. Could you please order me a water,
Or
Riley?
like, "I don't feel well. I think I need some water."
Just like the
Ugh.
basic human decency isn't there. And yeah, you're right. They don't know each other that well to be able to just be like barking stuff. Like this man, like no wonder he's been single and gotten cheated on. Like he's just so rude.
Yeah. I think she says in her ITM that he destroys a good time. Like, they're having this
He
lovely
does.
time at the market, then he's a weirdo about the durian, and then he's an asshole because he doesn't like the smells, like
Yeah. And I mean, like, he's also, I feel like self-sabotaging like he did on the tour bus.
oh,
And like you don't have like but his self-sabotage like includes Violet as this like target of his like discomfort and like
yeah,
she's this like scapegoat for him and all of these things. So like that's what makes it you can self-sabotage on your own, whatever. That's all
mhm.
on you. But now you're dragging Violet into it and it's really uncomfortable and shitty and misogynist and
And
gross. And I
he says that because of his ex and that cheating where there's a guy in the closet, that he doesn't trust women.
So he's aware, and he
Yeah.
hasn't gotten help for it or, like, thought about that
Yeah, but then
critically.
Violet says, "That doesn't mean that all women are bad." And he's like, "That's not what I said." It's like, "Yeah, it is. That is what you said, jerk." And he's like, "You have
Yeah,
to earn my trust." I don't know how you're not understanding that you just said that
I know.
women are bad and you don't trust them.
I know. He so that she looks exhausted after hearing all of
Mhm,
this because he's just, like, berating her like it's her fault that he doesn't trust women. Like she can tell
mhm.
he's not assuming positive intent, which is like kind of what leads them into this conversation. She's like, I don't think that you like, what is it about you that
Exactly.
makes you like not think nice things? And he gets defensive immediately. But what she means by that is you don't seem to assume positive intent. And it's like, it's ruining everything for us.
Mhm.
But yeah, she just asked him like, "Okay, well, you clearly know what's going on. So like what do we do to move forward? Like how do we
Mhm, mhm.
move past this?" And then that's when he brings up the regret thing again that they did it that they talked about at the kite flying or whatever.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he explains basically that if she's not gonna that he's not gonna be able to move on unless she admits that she regrets texting his
Yeah.
dad. So then she says sorry, and then he's like super duper happy because she's submitted and now he has
Mhm,
the upper hand
mhm.
again. And it's like gross to see how excited he is about that.
Yeah. Yep, yep.
Oh,
That's
he's like able to move on because she submitted to him by saying something that doesn't seem true for her either.
exactly, because I think I see the difference between, like, regretting texting the dad and regretting that he got hurt.
Totally.
Like,
Yeah.
he didn't explain that distinction to her. I think that she immediately would have said, "Yes, I regret hurting you."
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he doesn't explain that, and obviously there's some loss in translation because he
Mhm.
won't write it down for her, and yeah, then she says that she regrets something that she doesn't regret.
Mhm. Yeah. So then they leave this mark and he's like, "Can I walk you home? Can I hold your hand?" And she's like, "Yeah, yeah." And it seems like cutesy tootsy. And then it's the next day. Wait, did you have anything else about that
Well, no.
interaction?
I was just gonna say, yeah, I thought it was the next day, but then they kept saying that he has 2 days left. So, like, how many days is 2 days?
Oh, so maybe
But
it's just later in the day?
I have no idea. But
Okay.
yeah. But so they go on a tour bus and I don't know if he said it or she said it that she would be his tour guide. I'm like, "No, you're on a fucking hop on, hop off bus." Like, that's the tour guide.
Well, I think it's like she's calling stuff out while they're it seems
But
like
that's
she's
don't
pointing
those
stuff out.
buses talk?
I don't know, I'm too cool, I've never been on one.
Me neither. But I'm pretty sure they talk.
Yeah, you're probably right. I
Uh,
thought she looked so cute. I'm, like, really into the
oh my
outfits
god,
this
I thought that
this this episode,
her
apparently.
wait, what was sh like, I made a note about her
It was
in the hats.
yeah, it was like a white she had on, like, a white beret or golf hat.
Mhm.
It kinda looked like one of those Kangol hats that Diddy used to wear,
Ugh,
and then a
dude.
black t-shirt, and then her jeans had some, like, cool seam work on them. I couldn't see exactly what's going on, but, like, I don't know, I just thought she looked cool.
Who looks
She's like
better, her or David?
What would you do if I said David?
I would I would tell your partner to get one of those shirts.
Fair enough. Oh, man. They're making Ho Chi Minh City look good.
Mhm. Yeah.
Have you been there? You've been there, right?
No, we went to Hanoi.
Okay. Yeah.
We
Ho
went
Chi
to the
Minh City's in
north.
the south?
Mhm.
Okay, so you were in the north. Okay. So they're just, like, hanging on the bus, and he's talking about how, they've had these splits, but they always, like, come back together and how that's good, and I'm like, "These are, like, pretty big rifts, and you've been here, like, what, 10 days?"
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if this is actually good, and that's when he drops this unnecessary bomb. This is why I think he's just, like, a self-sabotager. He's king kill feelings. He tells her that he called a
I was
PI.
trying to remember what that name was. Yeah, King Kill Philly.
Yeah. So he tells her that he called a PI, but didn't hire them. I feel like he didn't emphasize the didn't hire them enough.
I agree with
Um,
you, but why the hell bring it up, you
no,
idiot?
there's no freaking reason.
Destroyer of a good time, King
Yep,
Kill Fun. Was that what it was?
can kill feelings.
Yeah, King Kill Feelings.
Yeah, and she's upset, and I was thinking that this is not he says that he needs to put all his cards on the table and, if she's being honest, then he needs to be honest. I don't think this is
No.
altruistic honesty at
Ugh.
all.
No, it doesn't compute to me. It doesn't
No.
compute. She's
I think
putting all
it's
her cards on the table, so now let me
Mhm.
tell you something to hurt your feelings.
Something to hurt her feelings and also to be like, these are the lengths that I will go to if you don't submit or comply or like I don't feel like you're being honest. I think that's what this was. I think that's him wielding like his, I think he has more money than she does. So he can hire a PI and do stuff like that. I think this is totally a control thing.
Well, also, he was saying that this is something that that is normal. It's
Oh,
not
that was
something
okay.
that's normal.
So at some point, my partner's dad wandered in, and I think even he was like, "What the fuck is this?" He doesn't say the F word, but he
Mhm.
probably uses something like "gosh darn it," something very strongly worded for him. Um, but yeah, total BS. Just totally trying to gaslight her, and then he starts like kind of going into this. Did you feel like it kind of felt like a motivational speech? He was like, we come down and then we can bring it back up. We could get through this. We can make this. And and then she tells him to shut up.
Yeah. Well, I think he saw that he was stupid for bringing this up, and he was trying to backpedal.
Course correct, yeah.
Um,
You mean with, like, the motivational speech stuff?
exactly, exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense. Ugh.
In her ITM, she said that this was the last straw. We've heard that before.
God, I hope so.
Violet.
God, I hope so.
But it wasn't the last straw last time she said it.
Yeah. I
Just
hope she
saying.
just lets him find his own cab to the airport, and he has to be, like, really awkward and whiny about it. And I just hope she, like, actually blocks him,
Yeah, and
like,
then
for
he
real blocks
FaceTimes
him.
Tiffany and
She has a new p just watch she has, like, either a new pair of glasses or, like, 2 pairs of glasses on when she's berating Violet next time.
perfect.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
man. Anything else on them, or shall we move
No.
to Amanda and Razvan?
Yeah, so I think I texted you about this a couple weeks ago, but I don't think we ever talked about Amanda's arrest on the podcast.
No, we haven't, but yeah, we were texting about it.
So Amanda was arrested in, I think it's called Panama City Beach.
Ugh, it's one of
Um,
my top 3 destinations I wanna go to
buck,
in the US.
bucket list destination.
Yeah,
Do you want to tell us about it?
Panama City Beach.
Beach? Yeah.
Well, I haven't been, but from what I can tell from the previews of Floribama Shore that I've seen, it is seedy, it is it appropriate to say white trash?
I
It
don't know.
is it's just it looks like a different world, and I need to experience it.
Okay, great. So it sounds like a great place to get kneecapped by a baseball bat.
Yeah, yeah, that I think that would happen regularly, perhaps.
Yeah. So not a ton of
You don't I'm not gonna take my mom there.
okay. So not a ton of like information on this, but one of these like tabloid articles came out that kind of detailed her arrest record for, I guess she was like beefing with some woman because maybe she looked at her boyfriend or a guy that she liked at the time wrong. And she and another guy rolled up on this woman while she was in her driveway. The dude held her down and Amanda beat her up with a baseball bat. And then they ran away. They were later arrested. And like, I think the article had her mugshot. I think she was only 19. She was very young. The article said that she was supposed to do, like 100 hours of community service, like a lot of community service, and then do complete an anger management training. And the article noted that she never completed either. So I'm like, what happened there?
Yeah.
But
The system's broken, just another example,
yeah, so odd, like just such a weird thing to do.
but also
Yeah.
tracks. Like, I wasn't like, "No, not Amanda."
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. I was not shocked at all.
Yeah,
And then I feel like this does, just tooting my own horn a little bit, this does kind of play into like the narrative I was like making up for her as just kind of like the bad girl, that
totally. Yeah,
hooked up with her like restaurant manager boss that became her husband or whatever.
but at least we know now that she did date before the husband, but
Not a
maybe she
lot.
yeah, well, not a lot, yeah, because she was so young, but, maybe this guy was, like, her age, and she was like, "You know what? I gotta get serious. I'm 22. I need a man,
Yeah.
an older
Uh,
man."
so they're in this hotel room. It's the day after this like big fight where they were really drunk and Amanda said a lot of really hurtful things. Oh, and
Mhm.
apparently 90 Day has like a Twitter feed and they'll like tweet out little tidbits from the show that like aren't in the show. Apparently, maybe I said this before. Apparently it's all this fight kicked off because Razvan wouldn't get her French fries at 3 a.m.
Oh my god. You're not half the man Jason was. Jason would get me french fries.
Exactly. Which she doubles down on in this dumbass argument
Dude.
or this discussion. I don't know what to call it. Razvan brings her a coffee and hands it to her, and she doesn't say thank you. I just thought that was worth
Yeah,
noting.
she's an ass. Okay, before we get into all this stuff, I just want you to know that while they were talking, she was in a purple Delia's t-shirt. And then when they left, she was in a black Delia's t-shirt. They were the same fucking shirt. I hate her. So Razvan was like, she had just said that she loves me so much, but then she said all of these hurtful things, and he's just like deflated, depleted. And then what was it that like made it change where like now she's basically begging him to like take her back?
When they're having this discussion about the fight, she brings up the exact same hypotheticals that had them fighting before, which is
Yeah.
like so dumb and pointless. And I think he picked up on that. Like her hypotheticals were like, would you do what it takes to like
Yeah.
provide for your family like Jason did? And he's like, this is like, what are you supposed to say to that? It's all hypothetical. Like it's not anything that either of us have control over, like ever, you know? And so she was like, I mean, do you see my point or something like that? And there's a point in the conversation where he goes, "No, tell me your point." And she can't do it. And she laughs at him. She can't do it. She's not making a point because it's just all hypotheticals and she's just spinning around. And then like she's comparing a 24-year-old TikToker with a man who was 10 years older than her when like she met him.
Mhm.
Like just it just crazy making. It just
Yeah.
makes no sense. And I think like through this conversation she realizes what a piece of shit she's been and how Razvan is telling her you're not treating me well.
Mhm.
And so then it takes the power away from her because he's not chasing after her anymore.
Yeah.
She has to try and get him back and it's kind of creepy.
It's super creepy. It's it's pathetic. Like just
Yeah.
while they were driving and he's so hurt and she doesn't have a point. It's
I want to I do want to backtrack a little bit to when they're still in the hotel room. He asked what he did wrong, like as if it wasn't all about her. And then she starts on this diatribe where she says like 17 times.
wow, you counted. I love you.
I was watching it and it was so incoherent because she said like so many times and she said it 17 times. I just wanted to like
Wow.
go back and rewatch it and count. And that's when I think she starts crying and I think is like starting to really realize that she doesn't really have a case for herself acting this way.
And
And
I don't think that she wants a long-term serious relationship with Razvan, but I think that she's doing this because she doesn't wanna look like the asshole that she is on
yeah,
camera.
trying to save face.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it's just like she doesn't I mean, when she's talking in her ITMs though, she's like, "I don't think that God gives you like more than
That
one
was so
love."
weird. That was
So
so weird, but then, like, Razvan's my second and I don't wanna lose. What are you none of that adds up.
yeah, it's just a lot of mental gymnastics to make it make sense.
I also need to
Um,
say that at one point in her ITM, she said that she's not over it yet. She's never gonna get over it. She's never gonna get over Jason.
no, that's like her husband of however many years, your first
Father of the
big
kids, like,
relationship, like,
you can
you
move
don't
on,
yeah,
but you're not getting
absolutely.
over it.
Yeah, you don't have like, I'm not saying, like, she needs to be over Jason or everything.
No, 'cause has it been a fucking year? How is she being oh my god.
She just needs to not treat other people like she is. She needs to not be an asshole to other people while she's grieving. That's, like, the bar that she should have for herself. Yeah. Did you notice that she was speaking really quietly to him in the
Dude,
car?
in the car, she was fucking whispering. It was so annoying. It was so childish. It was just like I think it was a way for her to, like, seem timid and approachable or, like, I don't
I
know,
re I really didn't like how she was, like just the way that she was touching him was felt really creepy to me because
super
she
creepy.
she wasn't touchy-feely or affectionate towards him at all when she got there, but
Now
now
she's
that she
groveling.
yeah, now that she doesn't have the power and she sees that Razvan is thinking for himself and
Mhm.
not feeling good about it, now she's all over him,
Yeah.
and it's
It was in the
really fucked up.
car and once they got home,
Mhm.
and it
She
was
says,
just so
He's never acted like this to me." It's like, "You don't know each other."
exactly. A couple of things that I wanted to point out. I believe he said it in his ITM, but he said something in him just shut down, like, and, like, there's some things that you can't take back. 'Cause
Mhm.
her saying that you're not half the man Jason was, that stings. Even if she apologized for it and said she was in the wrong, like, somewhere in her head that
That's true
yeah,
for her. It's also just so unnecessary, and, like, is this what he's gonna have to expect if they stay together? He's just constantly gonna be compared to this person that's, like, no longer alive to, like, make mistakes or, like, fuck up or, like, be real. He's always going to be this, like,
literally compared to a
fantasized
ghost.
yeah, fantasized, like, person on a pedestal for her. Like, she's not going to I don't know. I've never lost someone like that, but, like, she's clearly not thinking about any of the marital distress or any of the bad times that they have. She's gonna remember the good times because he's not there anymore,
Mhm,
and that's what Razvan is going to be constantly compared to, and then so, like, every time they fight, "You won't get me french fries at 3 a.m. I Jason would
mhm.
never." Like, do we know that?
Yeah, yeah. And before he goes to the bathroom or shower or something, she, like, takes his hand and is looking up at him from the couch and is
So weird.
basically is like, "You've gotta get over this, like, we have to move past this, you can't keep, like, being distant from me." You know what? He fucking can. It hasn't been a fucking day
Yeah.
since you said all of these hurtful things to him.
And
Like,
it's like, this isn't the first time she's made him cry either on this
true.
trip.
Yeah.
This isn't the first time that she's made him feel like shit. It's just like the worst one thus far.
How many times have you made your partner cry? A partner. How many times have you made a partner cry?
Okay, we'll do that. I don't know. Usually it's during like breakups, so probably like 4 or 5.
Like, so, like, 1 a relationship? Like,
Yeah,
average, 1 a relationship? Okay.
yeah,
And they're already at 2 and they're not broken up yet.
yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
Cry from
Yeah.
sadness. They cry from happiness all the time. I'm with them.
I've never made Brody cry, unfortunately.
Oh, try
I've
harder.
only
I believe in
yeah,
you.
thanks. You think I can be mean enough?
Well, you would start doing it and then you would like turn around and feel really bad about it and then not be able to like not comfort him. I could see you being like, I'm trying real hard and then not be able to to like completely walk away.
I've really only seen him cry about dogs.
Aw, yeah. R.I.P.
Never
Kai.
me. Never me. Guess that's good. Okay. Anyway, she sucks.
Mhm.
She's dumb dumb. I
Yes.
hope Razvan stays strong and yeah.
I mean, I'm sure his DMs are like they were already flooded, so I'm sure they're just more flooded now that he's on TV, so he'll be fine.
Let's move on to Gino and Jasmine.
Oh, this was so delicious. I was like I was, like, cackling out loud. I was, like,
Yeah.
rolling around on the couch this
Which
episode.
part? Which part made you
Oh
first?
my god. The, like, buttering him up so she could have a more expensive apartment, the throwing of them both throwing clothes, the throwing of the toothbrush, the zooming in on the toothbrush, the way we could basically see his bald head through the front of his cap, the screaming, just the
Uh,
ITM where they both have tantrum.
oh my
It was
god.
incredible.
Let's not go to the ITN just yet.
Okay, just yeah.
Because that brought so much joy to my life. Um, their segments start with a spa day. It was super weird. He won't take his hat off, obviously, but like you said, we can see his bald head. And
Yeah.
it was just like so weird. Like she put a face mask, like a paper face mask on him, and it's like, why? And then there was a nose booger, and then she starts talking about like the visa, and
Yeah.
they start arguing about the immigration lawyer, and she has no patience for him, and yeah,
Oh my god.
but it escalates to okay, I'm if I'm staying here longer,
Mhm.
I want to stay in this apartment. And he's like, no.
He tells her that she sounds spoiled.
Yeah.
That's what really sets her off. And
Yeah.
then
Oh, and then she starts going and she's like, you spent $300 for dates. You took your ex to Disneyland and Legoland.
you took her to Disney. You took her to Legoland.
How much did that cost?
Week is more than I'm asking for 1 month of
You're trash. You're trash.
rent.
Fuck you. Fuck you. I like it. You should do the impressions. You're so good at it,
when
Jasmine.
when she goes to the closet, okay, she's walking towards the bathroom, and then you can tell out of the corner of her eyes, she's like, the clothes, and she like whips around. Like you could tell she wasn't going for the closet, but she like sees it. She's like, this is perfect. She has like a straight face, and then she takes his clothes and like throws them on the floor, and then he marches up and tries to be all big man, and he looks like a toddler
Yeah.
wearing a robe over his clothes, and then he's like, I can throw clothes too.
A robe over his clothes and a backwards baseball.
And he's in the doorway trying to block her way, and she tries to come out, and she's like, get out of my way, and he's like, no, I'm a
Yeah.
big boy. And so then she really goes into hyperdrive and screams, get out of my way, and then slams it in his face. And he leaves and acts like he's done with it. And then she starts throwing shit out of the bathroom, and that's when she throws the electric
Toothpaste.
toothbrush.
Yeah, the toothbrush.
Throw
Calls her
people.
cheap. Or no, she calls him cheap, and then I think and a weirdo. And I'm like,
Yeah.
nice one,
She
Jasmine.
she said, you cheap weirdo, I want you to die.
With the hair clips in. These hair clips survived this breakdown.
Oh my god.
I just want to be loved. Do that.
She's incredible.
Yeah.
She's just so amazing. I just can't get over like neither of them know how to communicate with the other, and I don't think they're ever going to get it. Like he he always starts with logistics when she needs affirmations first, and then
Yes.
and then
Good
he's
observation.
And then he's the opposite. He wants logistics and like a case to be made, and then she's leading with her feelings. You
Mhm.
are talking to Gino. He doesn't know what feelings are. Like, he speaks in like spreadsheets. So yeah, they don't know how to communicate with another.
I mean, they were
Uh,
doing well for a couple episodes after the therapist. This is
no, 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 no. After she peed on him, that's when they were doing
Oh, she needs to hydrate too.
it.
I'm sorry to make you perform, but can you say I just want to be loved? Thank you.
Oh, she's so perfect. I just
Yes.
can't get over. Okay, Gino, if money is the thing that's freaking you out, give her a budget. Why won't he just give her a budget?
Because he
He
doesn't fucking have one.
he has a salary. You have a salary. Tell her a budget. You're so stupid. If you gave her a budget, this wouldn't be as big of an issue. She would probably press for more, but that's why you go low.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to haggle. You go
Negotiate.
low.
Yeah.
Negotiate. Dumb. I should be a sugar mama. I'd be so good at this.
You would be. Yeah. So she's explaining to him that she has anxiety about moving to the US, which makes sense because she'll be there by herself. She can't work. She already can't work because he fucked her over with those pictures.
Mhm.
And was this during their conversation or was this during their ITM that went so beautifully?
Which part?
Like her explaining the anxiety. I guess that must have been
Oh
like
no, that was
in the moment,
in the scene
in the
after the
scene. Yeah.
fight, after they'd cooled down like a little bit.
Yeah. But like he does treat her badly. And then I wrote down that her love language is gifts. So
Mm,
Gino just fucking give her gifts. I'm swearing a lot. Sorry.
it's okay. No, give her gifts, and she also needs words of affirmation. Like
Yeah.
she doesn't see, like he thinks in spreadsheets, and yeah, she thinks in gifts and affirmations, and like the rent staying in place at the apartment is
Mhm.
a gift, and it's an affirmation that he calls the apartment the best of the best, and then says he doesn't want her to stay there.
Yeah.
Like that for her, that
Rude.
is like the lowest of the low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he still does. He will never get it. They're going to be on the show forever. Thank God. I'm excited.
I agree.
But he's, because they're going to be on the show because they can't communicate, and then she blows up, and it's wonderful.
Yeah.
I also love when they're like decompressing from the fight, that she goes, "I was giving you a massage and you started yelling at me." Which, if you roll back,
Really accurate.
if you roll back the tape, she was smearing lotion on his feet, and then he called her spoiled, and then she starts screaming at him about paying for dating. But I love her point of view. Never change.
Yes. So then we get this awesome experience with the ITM, with the couple's ITM. And he says that the importance that Jasmine and his family, it's a tie.
Boo. No. Like,
Boo.
she's right there, man.
Yeah. Can you do another? I will not tie with anyone.
Well, she's like, fuck marriage. Fuck marriage. Like, I am not in a tie with anyone. Like, I am the most important in your life.
Which she's right about. You are choosing
Yeah.
her, and it's not after marriage. You have chosen her. She is your fiance. You choose her. She's more important than your family. She's now part of your family, but you have to choose this partner above the other ones.
May I remind you that Gino
Other part of the
maintains
family.
that he and his ex-wife didn't have issues.
Yes.
Didn't have communication issues. I want her.
Oh yeah, let's get her. Can we
On the-
DM her?
Yeah, I don't know. I want her on the show.
Are we big enough to get her on our podcast?
God, I wish. If we could even find her.
Yeah.
We have to look at marriage records.
Yeah, so then they just go like
It explodes.
it explodes and like he's an asshole. He gets in her face and says,
He's
"Do
so
you have any
nasty.
do you have any brains in your fucking head?" Whoa, man. Whoa.
He's so
Okay, you are not a
nasty.
fiery Latina. Like,
No, you're just super mean.
yeah.
Like the way that just the way that he snipes back. Like, I get that she's dramatic and she's yelling, and maybe she called him a cheap weirdo that she wants to die. But I don't know, just like the tone that he comes at her, it just like I don't believe her when she's screaming this
No,
stuff. Like
she's
that is
she's
just that's just her being
passionate
unhinged.
and
Her just
yes.
being unhinged. I like for some reason the way that he talks to her, he does think that she's stupid
Yeah,
when
he's
she asks for stuff.
dangerous.
Yeah,
Like, he's
it and
psychotic.
like if I were her, I would be super scared to have this be the only person that I'm depending on. I really
Mhm.
don't.
And
And I
you're
mean, it
in
doesn't
a
even
tie with his family who puts ricotta on pasta?
and it doesn't even seem like she wants to leave Panama that much. She loves
Yeah, she
Panama.
said it a few times, yeah.
It's not even like she's trying to, I don't know, like who wants to live in Michigan or
Oh.
nowhere in Michigan wherever he lives. Yeah, she says that she had sex with Dane a month ago
It was the best sex of her life.
and she'll
She's
show him the
gonna go
tapes.
and fuck him again. And it wasn't that long ago.
So I found this hilarious. I was like screaming laughing with my family last night we were watching it. And then I get like notifications from Reddit on my phone and I saw that someone was like, I knew that
She was
I knew that Jasmine was cheating. I knew it. Blah, blah, blah. And then I like commented, I was like, if
You
you all
comment. Oh my god, you are so part of the community.
I was like, if you think this is real, I think you're pretty delusional. Like, there's no way. Like, Jasmine is
I record
hilarious.
like, there's no way that wait, so are you saying that there's no way that she actually like, cheated with Dane
No, no. I think she's just
and then
using it to.
recorded it? "I'll show you the video."
So funny.
And then she leaves, and she goes into a square that I've been to, it's pretty nice. Just wanna
Mhm.
remind everyone that I got to go to Panama and I'm cool, right? Oh my god, it was just beautiful. I really loved them in yesterday's episode.
I also I feel like we haven't seen any of her crying with her new face either because she got like a
Mm,
temporal facelift. She got like a brow lift and she got a blepharoplasty. So they like removed some skin from the top of her eyes. And the way that she cries, she really kind of like crunches her eyes down and like scrunches up her whole face. And I'm like, I wonder how that's working now with like all
with
of
the
your face being like windswept. Like she looks very windswept in a lot like in the ITMs where she has her new face. But I'm sure we'll get to see
yeah.
it,
I
eventually.
hope so, yes. Something popped into my head that doesn't well, it has to do with them, but there's not a lot of sex happening with these couples. Like, David and Sheila aren't doing it. Obviously, Meisha and Nicola aren't. Jasmine and Gino have only done it when she has to pee. Cleo and Christian, like, it took them a minute to do it, and I think they really only did it the one time. Riley and Violet aren't doing it, right?
No, because
Yeah,
she won't even let him come to his house.
yeah.
Or she won't let him come to her house, excuse
And
me.
then Amanda and Razvan was like a slow play, and
Are you trying to see
I'm basically
Riley and
saying
Violet fuck? You want to watch that?
no, I'm just saying I thought that there'd be a lot more, like, I you're in these long distance relationships. You're adults. Because then it's like Statler and Dempsey, yeah, they're kinda, like, all over each other, but now it's weird.
Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
poor Tyree. I think that's all the couples.
Yeah, still a virgin at 30 whatever.
Because
I don't
as stable or, like, normal as the couple David and Sheila are, they're not.
well,
I'm
her
thinking they're
mom
gonna do
did
it.
just die, so that would probably be a boner
Yeah,
killer.
true, true.
And I think they
Um,
tried on the first night, and they did
yeah.
other stuff, but his
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
American penis is too large.
Yes. Sorry, I don't know why I was thinking about that because I'm like, wait, these trips are coming to an end, but they haven't really progressed a lot of the couples haven't really progressed physically. Um,
Yeah.
I'm a horny pregnant lady, sorry. I have some fuck, marry, kills, unless there's anything else you wanna say.
No, that's all I had. Thank you, Jasmine, for being a wonderful producer on this show.
Thank you,
Um,
Jasmine.
all
Okay.
right, what you got?
Fuck, marry, kill.
Okay.
Meisha in the white capris, her butt in the white capris. David's shirt that you liked. And the pants that you liked of Violet's.
Oh, okay. So this is basically what I wrote down, except I wrote down Violet's Kangol hat or like fake Kangol.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that one.
Okay. Yeah, these are great. But let's see. I think I'm gonna have to fuck Misha's pants. Like, yeah, they look. That was pretty awesome. Also, I'm real stickler for like seasonally appropriate attire, like right
Mm.
fabric, right season. And I think that just like hit it on like right on point. So yeah, I'm gonna have to fuck Misha's pants, which sounds so weird to say. I'm gonna marry that hat because I
It
want
had
like a hat.
sass.
Yeah, I had sass and she's wearing it when it looks like very hot out. So I believe that this could be like an all season hat of sorts.
She's also wearing long sleeves and jeans in Vietnam, where I'm pretty sure they don't have winter. It's just rainy season or dry season.
I don't know what that's about. And then, yeah, I know this is probably going to come as a surprise to you, but I'm going to kill David's shirt because I don't
Wow.
really have use for it in my personal wardrobe. And it's not the sexiest of these garments,
Oh, okay. So
despite what I may have said earlier.
I was gonna fuck David's shirt just to get you jealous. So I'm still gonna fuck David's shirt.
Okay.
I'm going to I'm gonna marry the hat
Nice.
because I'm usually cold. So
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
think that's to keep her warm.
Yeah.
And then I just have to kill the capris because I mean they were nice, but I have to fuck the hat or I have to fuck the shirt.
Yeah. Wow. Just to make me jealous.
Yeah.
Just to spite me. What a youngest sibling move. I gotta say. I gotta say.
You're welcome.
Okay, I think that's all for us.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us for, more stupidity coming at you every week.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Nine. Thank you, Jasmine. Just one more time. Thanks, Jasmine.
Thanks, Jasmine. All right, take care, y'all.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.